Oh, well, sorry about that, guys. But anyways, welcome back to the fifth episode of the the Upset College Football Show. Get that mixed up a lot. But anyways, the first game that we're gonna be going to tonight, I gotta get my remote. We're going for Wake Forest and UNC. Here we go, guys. All right. So this game was, if you didn't watch this game, I didn't watch it, but I just watched the highlights of it. It was incredible. Final score 59-53. Stats for that game: Sam Hartman for these are for Wake Forest and then North Carolina. So their leading passer was Sam Hartman, 29 from 45 for 129 yards and 4 touchdowns. Um, Beal, 17 carries for 120 yards, and Dan Green, 8 receptions for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. For North Carolina, Sam Howell, a monster game. Very, like, both of the QBs did an amazing job, but Sam Howell just, here we go, 32 for 45 for 550 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 1 pick. I haven't seen somebody pass that many passing yards in a game for a long while, and I believe they said it was a actual school record. And I believe that's what they said. It was a school record for most passing yards in a game. That's awesome. Um, and then Jamal Williams, 13 carries for 101 yards and 1 touchdown. And Danny Newsom, 10 receptions for 189 yards and 2 touchdowns. This game started off with Wake Forest leading at about halftime, and then when it started to get into the second half, UNC just completely started going off. They came back from um, 31-45, and um, Wake Forest only scored 8 points in the fourth quarter. UNC scored 28. That's impressive. Um, so yeah, they really stopped. Their defense really came in. UNC's defense came in that second half and just blew it up. Total yards that game, 742 yards for UNC. That's pretty dang good. And then Wake Forest 606, which that's still really good. UNC, however, had one turnover, but still, in Wake Forest had zero. They both had 30 first downs. Um, but yeah, this game was incredible. Also, hold up. Also, two two running backs for each teed out over 50 yards that game. Um, both two wide receivers, two on both of their teams had over 100 yards. That was Devon Greeny and Jakari Roberson. Daz Newsome and Diami Brown. So that was a pretty good game. I just missed that game because I was doing some stuff, and I was running some errands. But I that game was incredible. UNC should be back ranked after that game. But yeah, all right. So next game, let's get on to the next game. We got Florida. We got Florida versus Arkansas. So this game was incredible as well. Um, this game was incredible as well. Florida just in the second half, they had it. Why I'm talking about this game, even though it was a blowout, just the stats. The stats were just. Oh, whoops. I don't know why that's. Someone was just playing. Sorry about that. But anyways, the stats. That's why I came to this game. It was all about the passing game in this game. Um, and the defense too as well. Defensively, Florida recovered 2 interceptions, and they had 63 total tackles that game. They had 4 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, and they had 1 touchdown off of a scoop and score. It was a really great game by Florida. If you're an Arkansas fan, I wouldn't have watched. I would have just tuned out. Like, I would have been mad. But anyways, Florida coming back off of a loss did really, really great. The only time that Arkansas really had a chance was the fourth quarter when they almost outscored Florida, but didn't by 7. Um, they just never got their defense going. And that was a huge factor. And same with the offense, they just couldn't get anything open because Florida's defense had just recognized everything they were doing, not giving them the short trying to call it the short gains. They were just on it every single time because that's what they like to do is just take what the defense gives them, and Florida didn't give them much that game. So total yards that game, Florida had 593 yards for and then Arkansas had 458. Um and then we got and then they both had one turnover. And Florida beat them by double what they had Arkansas had. They had 36 first downs and Arkansas only had 18. Um some of the stats, Felipe Franks went 15 from 19 for 250 yards and two touchdowns. That's still pretty impressive out of 15 completed passes, 250 yards. That's still pretty impressive. But Kyle Trask, 23 out of 29, 356 yards and six touchdowns. He passed. He has now the most officially touchdowns with 28 touchdowns in the first 6 games of the season. That's incredible. That has never been done before in SEC history. Um, that's just incredible. And I just go back every single time I do a Florida game to when he was a recruit. Numbers don't obviously matter because this guy is just balling out at Florida. That was the only school that actually gave him a chance. He was a two-star coming out of high school, and he's looking like a six-star if there was something like that. He's looking really good. I hope it's just not. He just doesn't. I hope he does good in the NFL. I hope he's not one of the Florida QBs that just falls off immediately. I hope if he keeps up the hype like this in the NFL, like whatever team he goes to, heck, if he goes to the Jets, he can make them go what, I don't know, 14-2, something like that. Like it's incredible. If they get rid of Adam Gase, if they do. But anyways, for rushing that game, Telvin Smith, sorry, not Telvin Smith, Ty Smith, he had 8 carries for 118 yards and one touchdown. Pierce had 12 carries for 69 yards. Mike Woods had two receptions for 129 yards, two touchdowns. And then Tony Grimes had six receptions for 109 yards and two touchdowns. Final score 63-35. On to the next game. Next game. Next game we have USC versus Arizona. This game came down to the wire. Hey yo, appreciate the follow, Das Boost. Appreciate you, bro. But anyways, this game came down to the wire. Arizona had a chance to beat them, but just failed terribly. They tried their clock management at the end was terrible. That caused them to lose. Final score was 34-30. So what happened on the last drive was they decided to throw on Arizona's before giving it up. So they were trying to they kicked a field goal with like a minute left, and it was fourth and like one at the 30-yard line. I understand you wanna not take chances and risk it, but that risk could have saved you this game, and you could have knocked off a top 20 team. I would have personally went for it. Um, I don't know why they didn't because I wouldn't have trusted my defense anyway to get a stop because their defense is just not good at all. Um, their offense was just the best part of this game. But yeah, 34-30. Some of the stats this game. Uh, so Lavis, 30 for 43, 325 yards and one touchdown. Gunnell, 24 from 36, 286 6 yards. Yep, three touchdowns and one interception. Uh, Step had 12 carries for 82 yards and one touchdown for USC, and then Brightwell for Arizona had 21 carries for 112 yards. I forget this guy's name, but I'm just gonna say his last name. So Brown, he had 7 receptions for 113 yards for USC, and then Tyler Cunningham, he had 5 receptions for 110 yards and one touchdown. Um, excuse me, but yeah, that last drive played a huge factor in this game. Um, excuse me. the stats were a lot of the same for like team stats. There's only like a 50-yard difference for total yards, one first down difference for first downs, and then there's just a turnover Arizona. So that if they didn't turn the ball over on that early drive that they had in the second quarter, they could have converted on that and won the game off of that. But yeah, that was a good game, really good game to watch. USC, I believe. I don't. They're not the best though. They're not that good. I don't think they're gonna win their next game. I don't even. I'd have to look later, but I don't think they're gonna win this next game. They just look like they're gonna go downhill and downhill from here. Um, Arizona could have a great season if they're playing like this, so I wouldn't count them out yet. I think they're gonna make at least a bowl game, maybe go 6-6, something like that. USC, I don't think it's gonna be that good. I think they go like 5-7, something like that. I don't think they're gonna be that good this season. But yeah, on to that next game. All right, so this next game we got hold up, we got gotta find it real quick. All right, so yes, we have I gotta find it real quick. All right, hold up, I gotta get that up. All right, so I got the wrong game up. All right, I just gotta go back real quick to the last game that they played. Hold up, right there. All right, perfect. Um, just a second, guys. Sorry about this. But yeah, while I'm doing this, what do you think the biggest upset this week is gonna be for college games? Who do you think is gonna be? All right, here we go. So the game was um, Nebraska won 30-23. Great game. Um, Penn State's just falling off this year. A lot of Big Ten teams are, including Michigan. Okay. Um, but yeah, a lot of Big Ten teams are falling off this season. Penn State just playing terrible. 0-4, lost to Nebraska. Nebraska 1-2. So some of the games, some of the stats for this game were and a big factor in why Penn State lost this game was because Sean Clifford got injured in the first half, and they had to have their backup Will Levis come in. He didn't play too bad of a game, but um, there's just so much of a mobility factor in Sean Clifford that helps their run game out so much more because Devon Devon Ford had only 16 carries for 66 yards and one touchdown that game. But yeah, they just struggled with that. Nebraska I think has improved a little bit this season with some of the recruits they got for the 2020 class. They got a lot of better offensive tackles, and some defensive linemen, so that was good. But for Luka McCaffrey that game, he had 13 for 21, 152 yards, 7.2 average, one touchdown and one interception. He leaded Nebraska in rushing, si 13 carries for 67 yards and one touchdown. Um, so it was another thing was Penn State fumbled the ball two times, but they only lost one of them. Um, not good at all. That was one of the reasons they lost right there. Um, so looking at the total tackles that game, Nebraska had 105 total tackles that game. 105 in a game. That's incredible. They had um they had about 15 people that recorded a tackle that game. That's pretty impressive. 39 solo, two sacks, one forced fumble, um, one tackle for loss. Pretty good. Like I said, Penn State just couldn't get offense going, and that's what ended up making them lose that game. OSU gonna smoke by the second quarter. My upset is Northwestern beating Wisconsin. I could see that. I could a little bit. I could see it a little bit. All right, so final score on that game 30-23. On to the next game. We're doing predictions now for the Matt games tonight. We have Akron versus Kent State, and then we have Buffalo versus Bowling Green. So this game, the first game that we're talking about is Akron Zips. The Akron Zips versus Kent State Golden Flashes. This game is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, Kent State has a 92.6% chance to win. I don't disagree with that at all. Akron just hasn't been good for a lot of years. Um, they have just fallen off. They haven't been good for a couple years. Went 0-12 last year in the MAC. I don't think they have a chance. So, my prediction for this game, just looking at their stats, Akron only averages 11.5 points per game. And they allow 41 points per game. Um, so I think this game's just gonna be a blowout. Akron's gotten blown out by Western Michigan. They got blown out 58-13, and then they lost by 14 to Ohio Bobcats. So they're not doing good at all. Their QB has 3 interceptions already on the season, which is not good at all. Their running back they're not doing too bad for running 232 yards out of 38 carries. That's pretty good. But their leading receiver only has 88 yards out of 2 games already. That's terrible. That's not good at all. Only 88 yards for the top receiver. Um, they can't obviously get the passing game going then. So I'm saying this game goes. This game's gonna be like 45-14. It's not even gonna be close. Akron is just a team that likes to get blown out, but why Mac play so early in the week? I have no clue why it is, but I kind of don't like it. I kind of do because then I can see me play earlier. But I kind of wish it was on Saturdays because then, you know, you have like that, and then you can just watch CMU. But yeah, I don't know why they play so early in the week, but my final score for this game is going to be 45-14. So yeah, let's go on to the Buffalo versus Bowling Green game. This game is going to be a blowout as well. Buffalo is just too good. They're just too good. They're in the top 2 best teams in this conference. CMU and Buffalo are the best team in this conference. I'm not just saying that because I'm a CMU fan. I just truly believe that. I would say Buffalo is the first, CMU is the second. Why I say Buffalo is the first? They're they're just blowing out everybody. They blew out Miami, Ohio, who won the MAC championship last year, 42-10, and they blew out NIU 49-30. So it's it's really incredible what they're doing. They average 45.5 points per game. If they win this game, they're probably going to be in the top 25 rankings. I wouldn't be surprised, or they're going to be pretty dang close because of what they're averaging per points. They're only giving up 20 per game, and this is just sad. This is probably the least. This is the worst probably in college football right now. Bowling Green is averaging points allowed per game 50. They're allowing 50 a game, a 50 piece with extra crispy fries. Like they're letting that many points up against not that good of teams. Uh, I don't say they win a game this season. They go 0-6. They're already out of the MAC championship. There's no way they can get back into that. One loss and that's pretty much you're out. So you cannot lose one game at all. And there's gonna be tiebreakers, I bet you. But anyways, some of the stats for this season: Kyle Van Trace, 29 for 45 for 531 yards in 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. Their defense just does it all too. Their defense is just crazy. Their defense only allows 147 rushing yards and then passing yards 180. So that's not bad at all. But if you take a look at Bowling Green, they allow 320. They allow 302 rushing yards every single game. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Um, Bowling Green got blown out last game. They played 62-24 against Kent State. Got blown out against Toledo 38-3. It's not looking good. Um, and then they allow 293 passing yards. That's just terrible. But yeah. I'm saying this game's nothing short of that Kent State game. I got them going. Shoot, maybe 52, 52, 52-7. 52-7. That is my final score on that. Um, but yeah, anyways, I appreciate everybody who came out today. Let's look at the questions real quick. I already answered that question. My upset of the week, personally, I think that UCLA is gonna be Oregon. I can just feel it. Oregon's given up too many points to some of these teams. They're allowing 21 points per game, 21 and a half per game. They're allowing they are allowing 417 total yards a game. Um, they let 29 up against Washington State. I just don't see it. I just don't see Oregon winning that game. UCLA just demolished California 34-10. That's my blowout of the game. But anyway, guys, score prediction for the OSU versus Indiana. I got Indiana winning by a field goal. I got it by a field goal because I say that Ohio State. This is going to be the first and probably only interception Justin Fields throws this season, and it's going to be with like a minute and a half left at Indiana's 23-yard line, and then they're going to just kneel the ball down, win by a field goal. I say it's going to be mm, I'm gonna say 34-31. That's my prediction for that. But for this Oregon versus UCLA game, I got UCLA winning. I got UCLA winning. I got them winning. I'm gonna say this one's close, but I say that Oregon still loses. I'm gonna say. Trying to think. Um, the over under is 13.5. I don't think that UCLA is gonna they're gonna get that, but I'm saying that this game's pretty close. I'm gonna say by a touchdown, so I'm gonna say UCLA. I'm gonna say 35-28. That's what I got there. But I appreciate everybody who came by the show today. Um, yeah, guys. Yeah, we're sending you guys to Moon Vibes, so I appreciate everybody who came through. Um, yeah, man. Oh yeah, shoot, Young Blake, 25. Appreciate the follow, man. Appreciate you, man. But anyways, this is LLCOOLBRAD signing off. Appreciate everybody who came by today. Take it easy, man. Jalen said 50-14 Ohio State wins.